Okay, so welcome back to another video.
If you rockin' with it, put your hands up.
So it is currently Saturday, it is the 23rd of December, so it is almost Christmas. I thought I would just jump on and just film a little bit of what my life is like on a Saturday. My Saturdays change massively week from week. It literally just depends on kind of how the week's gone. But usually Saturdays, the first thing I do on a Saturday is a lot of programming and just respond to any client messages that I've got. So that is how I've started today. Because it is nearly Christmas and I don't really want to work over Christmas, so I've messaged all clients and let them know that I'm not going to be responding to messages from Christmas Eve through to Boxing Day, but I will catch up with everyone on Wednesday, which is the 27th. I have to get ahead on programs basically, so I am getting all my programs done today for the start of next week, just to make sure everyone has what they need to get through until I am back responding and programming on Wednesday. So that is how I've started my day. I am now in the process of doing some meal prep, so I thought I would actually show what I am prepping, just to maybe give some more food ideas for people in case people are struggling to kind of come up with new recipes, things like that. Everything I make I literally just wing anyway. There's no actual like measurements or anything when I cook, but I thought I would show the tacos that I mentioned in last video, how I prep the meat for those, just because I'm doing a lot of meal prep this morning anyway, just to make sure that I've got some stuff cooked up for the next few days so that I can cook as little as possible over my time off, because I do not enjoy cooking. So yeah, I have got it on in the other room, which is why I came through here, because I didn't want you to hear the extractor fan and all the pan sizzling. So let me go and show you kind of what I'm up to and how I make those tacos. Okay, so I have just turned the extractor fan off for a second just to show you. I have two pans on the go because I have got a pack of turkey mince and a pack of beef mince that both need eating up. The turkey mince is already a couple of days out of date, so if I don't cook it today, it is going to go in the bin, which I do not want. So in one pan, I have got red onion and one whole pepper all chopped up, and it is currently on quite a high heat just to get it to soften a little bit. And then in the other pan, very similar, but I've got brown onion and two whole peppers all chopped up, just sizzling away just until they soften. And then in a moment, once they have softened up, I'm going to just add some salt, garlic powder and pepper to these. And then I will add the meat once that's all kind of softened, but I will show you as we go. In both pans as well, I try not to use much oil when I cook, just because obviously that adds a lot of calories and a lot of extra fat, and it's also, oil isn't the easiest thing to track, so I'd rather just avoid using it where possible, which is why I've got this pan out, which is like incredibly good, really non-stick, don't really have to use anything at all in there. And then this pan I've had to use a little bit more just because it is an older pan, as you can probably see. But yeah, I will just let these simmer for a little bit longer and then I will show you what I do next. Okay, so just turn the extractor fan off just to quickly show you. So I haven't mixed anything in yet, but once it's all softened down, I will then put in some salt, pepper, quite a lot of pepper, and quite a lot of garlic powder as well, just to add a little bit of flavour to the peppers and onions. So once I've done that and mixed that all in, that is when I will then add in the meat. Okay, so then all you do, put the meat in each pan, just mix it all in, and then just kind of wait for that to cook. I always put the heat up a little bit more when the meat's in as well. And yeah, just wait for that to cook through, and then I'll show you what seasonings and spices I put on. But it's honestly one of the easiest meals that I make, and it just tastes so nice, and it's just so easy just to heat up each portion. And yeah, it's just really convenient, really low fat, easy meal. So these are literally the only spices that I use. Obviously you can add more if you want to, but I literally don't measure anything. I'm going to try and do this and film it at the same time. I just shove in some salt into both. Obviously the meat's not quite cooked yet, but it's nearly there. Garlic salt, I normally actually add quite a lot. And then literally, again, I don't measure anything. I think I put too much in that one, but that's fine. I will do the pepper off camera because I cannot grind that at the same time as holding my camera. Paprika, just literally until, I don't know, honestly there's no measurements when I cook. I literally just chuck it in. That's nearly empty. That is empty. And then cayenne pepper as well. I also don't drain my meat when I cook, simply because when I make tacos, well, partly because I'm lazy, but when I'm making like these tacos and stuff, it's just nice to have the extra kind of moisture with the food. And because it's low fat mince and stuff, I know it's not loads of oily, fatty kind of water. It's actually just water that's released from the meat, which kind of happens anytime you cook meat anyway. So yeah, that is all I add, and then I'll just mix that all in. I cannot do that on camera. I need to also add some black pepper. I don't add loads. And yeah, just kind of add it to taste, I guess, but I don't really measure anything. I just chuck it all in. Okay, so I have finished cooking. Sorry if you can hear the noise in the background. That is the dishwasher that's currently on. So I have split the food into portions. I don't weigh out as I split the food up. I just eyeball it and make them as even as I can. So the 500-gram pack of turkey mince has been split into 4 portions, which means 125 grams of mince per portion. And then the steak mince was a 750-gram pack, so that has been split into 6 portions. So 125 grams of meat per portion. I can't remember exactly what the protein is. I will put the macros up for 1 tortilla on the screen. But what I tend to do is split into 125 grams a portion, because that makes 1 tortilla and that fills it perfectly. So that is that dished up, which means in less than half an hour, I have made up 10 meals for myself. Now, it depends on the day and how I split my food up for the day and how busy I am. Like for lunch today, I'm going to probably have 2 of those because I'm going to be out for a few hours, so I need to be a bit more full. But 1 of those is more than enough to keep me full for a good, or not full, but comfortable for a good few hours. And then if I have 2 at a time, I am full. So I have a big appetite, so that shows how filling it is. Literally the key to success when it comes to dieting and tracking your food accurately and getting like more nutritious foods in is meal prep. Meal prepping and finding recipes that you can make that you enjoy, firstly, but also that are really just quick and easy to make is just key to being able to do as well. So yeah, that's one of my go-tos at the moment. I must admit, I go through phases of like 2 or 3 months of eating near enough the exact same meals every single day. Then I'll start to get a little bit bored and I'll just chop and change things and find a new food to kind of prep. So this is my latest kind of change. But I tend to cycle through old recipes and stuff. Anyway, like I said before, like I think I said this in the last video, like I've done this for years. So I just have like a backlog of recipes and things and ideas in my brain. And I find it quite easy to make meals that I enjoy into like lower fat, high protein, like good macro fitting kind of meals. Yeah, so gonna wrap this bit up here. I have a very busy day ahead. It is just gone 12. I have to quickly pop to my friend's house because I have sold her my old phone. I recently upgraded my phone, so she's gonna have my old one, so I need to drop that off at hers. And then I need to go into the city with my mum to do some Christmas shopping because there are 2 days until Christmas and I still haven't bought any presents, so I need to do that. And I also need to do a few more programs as well, but I'll probably do that when I get back, just to make sure that everyone is sorted and ready for next week. But yeah, so I'm gonna just log off here. I will see you later on for my SBD day.
Okay. I see across the room, X marked on the spot, everybody tryna zoom. But this is casual, another night with the wolves, but I should be dealing with them, she's a damn professional. Making plays for, don't need to be told, yeah she knows. Got these fellas down bad and everybody else mad. Adrenaline rush, leaving them in the dust, now they converting the stands. The world is in her hands now, she's living in my head rent free. Burning through my long-term memory. Everybody racing in a Grand Prix. They know if they don't take a chance now, finna stay woke, no sleep. Running back real slow, is that a win? She's cold as ice, sugar-coated lies with the honey trap eyes. She's dangerous. She's dancing with intention. She's got everyone's attention. She knows she's dangerous. They wanna get a number on a roulette. Yeah. Tryna find an opening. Roll the dice, cold sweat running down my neck. She be on the next victim. Get caught in a web. Got these fellas spending all they got left. She be keeping the score like a follow ratio. Got these fellas praying to the Lord for a glimpse of any hope. She bad, she broke, straight unpredictable, straight irresistible. She got me in a slow. She's living in my head rent free. Burning through my long-term memory. Everybody racing in a Grand Prix. They know if they don't take a chance now, finna stay woke, no sleep. Running back real slow, is that a win? She's cold as ice, sugar-coated lies with the honey trap eyes. She's dangerous. She's dancing with intention. She's got everyone's attention.
Okay, so squats are done. I definitely underestimated the effort I would have to put in for the 155 top set of 5. Like, it still moved really comfortably. It matches my PB from my first block that I did in this off season. And yeah, it moved so much easier. Like, it was like an RP 10 last time I hit it. But today it was just about a 7 maybe at most. But yeah, I did the first rep and then I was like, oh no, wait, I need to actually try. But the fact that, because anything below 160 I don't really get nervous for anymore, I thought I'd be able to do it without even trying. Like, that's a big mental win, I think. But yeah, 155 for 5 matches my PB, and it was way lower RP than last time I hit it. And that was only literally like 3 blocks ago, so very happy. 170 after, so quick and easy. way easier than I thought it was going to. Like, I knew it was going to be comfortable, but it flew. By far the easiest I ever felt, and it felt really heavy on my back, which is a very common thing for week 4. Week 4 tends to be the week where squats feel the worst. So this is usually my worst squat session of the entire block, and it went really well. And then my back off's also really, really comfortable at 145. Yeah, nothing else to really say. Just generally like really, really happy with how they went. Yeah, gonna set up and get ready for bench.
And they trying their luck, trying their luck. They really wanna be the one she loves, but there she goes breaking all of these hearts. Can't seem to stay away from her. She's dangerous. She's dancing with intention. She's got everyone's attention. She knows she's dangerous.
Okay, so bench is done. For the most part, it felt really good. I was making sure to really focus on leg drive this week. I've mentioned in the past few videos, I have a habit at the moment of being a little bit lazy with it, but tonight I made sure to be completely 100% focused on leg drive. It was the only thing I really cued and thought about. And it definitely paid off. Like, the 112 moved miles better than last week. I'll play a comparison of last week versus this week and you'll see like ridiculous difference. Just from focusing more on my technique and things, and also obviously last week's was just after I'd been ill, so you kind of expect bench to take a little bit of a hit. But yeah, I'm feeling really happy about how bench moved. Back offs were hard, but I knew they were going to be hard. One thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is after my second set of back offs, obviously I was just sat resting, stood up to get ready for my third set of back offs, and I did notice that my lower back on the lower left side had started to cramp, and it felt like it was going to go into muscle spasm at any time, which if you've ever had muscle spasm in your lower back, you know it is awful. So I mean, nothing's gone worse, so I managed to get through my last 2 sets of bench, but I just had to be a little bit careful and kind of just keep moving in between sets. But then again, I've started warming up for deadlifts already, but I'm a little bit conscious of the fact that anytime I stand still for too long or I sit for too long, it does start to feel like it's going to spasm any second. And I've only done 70 so far on deadlift, but it didn't feel amazing. So I'm just going to keep warming up. I'm going to see how it feels. But I'm not going to risk anything. Like, if I think it's not sensible to continue deadlifting, I just won't bother. Sumo's not my primary deadlift day. It's more a bit of fun than anything else. Obviously it's something I want to get better at, but worst case, I'm just going to have to give it a miss today. Because I don't want to risk causing any issues going into week 5. So that's kind of where we're at, but it's okay. Main things are done. Squats and bench were the main focus of the session. They are done. They went really well. The fact that I could still bench 2 sets of 5 at 102.5, and they moved okay. My butt didn't stay down as much as it normally would, but that was only because I couldn't quite get into position without risking spasms. So I'm completely fine with that. So yeah, gonna just continue warming up, and I guess we'll see if I make it through deadlifts.
I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, just tell me where. Damn, I'm a long way home at a split road. Gotta make a choice, do I sober up? Am I trying to keep it going to be continued, or am I trying to lose? Gonna game over now. I don't think I wanna leave at a tough week. Gotta realize this is what I need. Don't got the time to be counting sheep. It's too late, I'm in too deep. Don't wanna contemplate, overcomplicate this. And I made my choice, wanna see what's going on. I'll be there at the after party. Show up.
Okay, so recap of deadlifts. I survived. The lower back spasm never fully went, I guess is the only way to describe it. It's still a little bit niggly now, and it feels like it could kind of go into spasm at any time, but it hasn't, and I'm confident that it's not going to. Yeah, it felt no worse doing sumo. It didn't feel any better or worse, so I'm really, really happy with that, because it's just that mental reassurance that if on a comp day or a heavy session I ever feel like conventional's not, you know, I couldn't have pulled conventional today, I guess what I'm trying to say. And if I ever had a day where I was doubting if my lower back could hold up and I've got conventional in the plan or at comp, I know I can do sumo. and be fine. So that's really reassuring, and that's basically why I'm doing sumo, to be honest with you, because I know conventional is my preferred option. Not necessarily my strongest. I think actually, considering I haven't got much technical practice with sumo yet, my sumo is probably not actually far behind my conventional at all. So I think more practice and drilling in the technique and making it more natural will hopefully get them pretty even, potentially even stronger on sumo. But yeah, the reason I'm keeping sumo in is because I don't want to go through the issue like I had before the Manchester Open, where my lower back flares up and I can't deadlift into comp and I have to suddenly panic and hopefully be able to learn sumo in that time. So at the moment, I'm just keeping both in. And I'm really enjoying doing both. As much as, I mean, tonight I did not want to deadlift at all. I got 2 sets in. Like, they didn't feel difficult to move as such. And my technique kind of felt fine, but it just felt like I couldn't fully, like, my resetting between reps took longer, and I just felt like I just didn't want to do it. And to be honest, it was about 10:15 by the time I actually started my first top set, so, or like my first working set. So it was very late, and yeah, I just didn't want to do it, but obviously skipping sets isn't an option, so I got it done, and yeah, it moved fine. Everything moved really well. I can't complain at how sumo moved. It did take me longer, and it felt a little bit awkward, but again, I just haven't got enough practice with my technique on sumo yet. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Did some split squats after, Cossack squats, some core work as well. And yeah, I'm just going to be kind of mindful of my lower back and hopefully it won't get a spasm. To be honest, it's been feeling a little bit odd all week, but I've been trying to just ignore it, and just sometimes I think it is mental with me. But tonight was definitely worse than it normally is, but I think it'll be absolutely fine. And I mean, my next big session isn't until Wednesday, and because we're now going into week 5, I'm going to be pulling back on my accessories anyway, so I mean, I'm not worried about it going or anything. Like, it's absolutely fine. And I know it'll be fine by Wednesday anyway. So, yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say on deadlifts. My lower back's okay. It's still a little bit, it feels a little bit odd, but it's fine. I'm not worried. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say. I need to get in and get some food in me because I'm really hungry. And I also need to sleep because it is very late. So I'm going to head in and do that now. I'm going to wrap up the video here. Yeah, I'm really happy with how everything's gone. And I hope you've enjoyed this video as well, a little bit more kind of info on my life and enjoying the diet side a little bit more. I'm going to try and keep doing that. Yeah, but I'm going to wrap this video up, like I say. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please give it a like, please leave a comment, and please subscribe. And I will see you next week for the next one. I don't know what day we're on. This will be up. I don't know what day. This will be up at some point over the Christmas period, and then my next video will be next Friday, so I will see you then.
Like a zombie, it don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there.